Welcome to Great Things Tampa Bay, the podcast about great eats, great places, and great people in the greater Tampa Bay area. I'm your host, Kyle Sasser, a Tampa Bay native and realtor. This is episode 18, The Hall on Franklin. This is the Great Places feed of the Great Things Tampa Bay podcast, where you will only hear episodes related to parks, stores, events, shows, and things to do about town. In our main podcast, which you'll find under Great Things Tampa Bay, in addition to these chats about entertainment and events, we also cover great eateries and delicious grub, as well as interview some of the great people, movers, and shakers in the area. You can find our main feed at greatthingstb.com. That's greatthingstb.com. Or you can subscribe to us on iTunes or Google Play just by doing a search for Great Things Tampa Bay. Thank you and enjoy. A few weeks ago, the lovely wife, Abby, and I went over to Tampa, and we wanted to try out this new place called the Hall on Franklin. We'd heard a little bit of a rundown on some of the news outlets. I think it was Creative Loafing, and I'd seen a couple posts on Facebook about it. Basically, Hall on Franklin is at 1701 North Franklin Street, and that is north of downtown Tampa and Interstate 4. If you're familiar with the area, it's kind of close to the YMCA there. It's a little south of that. It's a quiet neighborhood. It's been renovated quite a bit since I lived nearby. I used to live there in Seminole Heights and Tampa Heights for a short while. But yeah, it's definitely good to see the neighborhood on the up and up. But the Hall on Franklin is there. They recently opened, I think a month or two at this point. But the best way to describe it, the concept is basically a gourmet food court. So just kind of think of like you go to the mall and it's like you have all these little booths. You have a pretty wide selection. I've also seen it described like a culinary incubator where chefs can try out new concepts and kind of prove the theory before, you drop a few $100,000 to try to open a restaurant, which is smart. So just to give a quick thumbs up, thumbs down for the Hall on Franklin, definitely gets a thumbs up. The food was really delicious. They have about 7 or 8 different booths or stalls there. So yeah, so basically you go there, you find your parking. Parking isn't too big of an issue, but the place does actually get crowded. So definitely count on it being a little bit more of an experience versus a, dash in, dash out, grab a quick meal sort of thing. You definitely want to sit down and kind of take your time picking out and kind of soaking it in. It's a really cool place. It's designed really well. My lovely wife, Abby, says, quote, "It looks like they decorated with all restoration hardware pieces," end quote.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Got it. My lovely wife, everyone. Yeah, so there will be a bit of a crowd. Expect a little bit of a wait. There is some general admission seating, I guess you could call it, but I would recommend getting a table. So you have two choices. You can either go around to the actual booths to, kind of see what they're actually doing, kind of get a feel for it, and then you can place your order at the booths and they'll bring it to the table. Or at the table, you can just review the menu and just order from the different booths. We went the table service route because honestly it was really crowded and I didn't feel like fighting, just walking through crowds to kind of see and, peer over people wasn't really what we're looking forward to do that day. So while we're sitting there, we went through the menu and like I said, there's about 6 or 7 different booths or stalls. I'm going to run through them briefly here just to kind of give you an overview of what's going on there. First off is coffee, spelled Kofe, and as I'm sure you can guess, that is like a coffee espresso bar. They do have some small pastries and stuff like that. Most of the highlight here is going to be caffeinated drinks in some manner or form. We did get some coffee. I think espresso was what we got, right? Cappuccino? Yeah, we got the cappuccino. And it was good. It wasn't too bitter, which if you've listened to previous episodes, you know that bitter coffees is not my thing. But this was brewed very well and went down very easy. Next up, there's Bacon Babes, which they cover the, as I'm sure you can imagine still, the sweeter side of life, I guess you could call it. So this is going to be sweets, pastries, baked goods, lots of tasty stuff with lots of large granulated sugar and other chocolate swizzles. I think I actually saw. It looked really good. Those of you that know that I have a sweet tooth know that section definitely caught my eye. Next up, the Melt Shop, MELT. So that's going to be your diner foods, burgers, sandwiches, also milkshakes, waffle fries, and all that tasty stuff. There's also the collection, basically alcoholic beverages, cocktails, etc. We didn't get a chance to get over there and try that, but it looked pretty cool. There's also North Star Eatery, which is going to be your Asian street food. Then there's Poke Rose, which is poke bowls, which is hard to describe, but basically just very delicious, sort of Asian inspired bowls of just delicious healthiness. That's the best way to describe it. And then Heights Fish Camp, which is your southern fish, seafood, oysters, that sort of good stuff. So as you can see, there's a wide selection here. If you're with a group that just can't decide on one particular thing, the Hall on Franklin is definitely a good place to go because they're going to have something for everybody there. So that's the Hall on Franklin. Definitely a cool place. We're looking forward to going back. Yeah, we wish you guys a lot of luck. The concept's cool. The staff was great when we were there. And there's so many selections that I would definitely recommend doing what my wife always does and asking the server what their favorite thing is. It's the easiest way to get to the tasty stuff, I guess you could say. And that address again is 1701 North Franklin Street, north of downtown Tampa. This information is going to be in our show notes. So you can either go to our website and find this episode 18, or you can go over there to the podcast application of your choice, hit the little info button, and there you will find links and information on the Hall on Franklin. We try to make it as easy as possible for you. If you have questions or comments, shoot me an email, or you can reach out to me on social media. So we have another reader email. This one is from Michael. And he gave me some good feedback on the podcast, which is always a good thing. He was saying that he would appreciate a little bit more of expansion on potential menu items, specifically for vegans or vegetarians, which honestly, I think is completely understandable. You know, it's a very large slice of people here in the Tampa Bay area. And honestly, I was a vegetarian for a while, for a few years. I don't know, I just saw a prime rib sandwich. Just looking at it and the way the meat was laid out did not sit right with me. So I did become a vegetarian for a little while. I will say that the vegetarian options and vegan options have definitely expanded from that period of time. This would have been 2001, 2002, 2003, something like that. Definitely a lot more than grilled cheese sandwiches out there now. So chefs and restaurants of Tampa Bay, please keep up the good work. He gave me quite a number of vegan restaurants to check out. St. Pete, downtown Tampa, and Brandon. I am going to be getting to some of those. So Michael, thank you so much for the email. Rest assured, I will be trying out some of these recommendations soon. Specifically, the Falafel Inn. It sounds pretty tasty. And Thai Legacy, which is also in Brandon. Stay tuned because I will be featuring some of these on a future episode. So everyone knows that Neil Armstrong's first words whenever he stepped on the moon was one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. However, what most people don't know is the next mission, Apollo 12, which was on November 14th, 1969, was when they launched. Whenever Pete Conrad came down the ladder and then stepped on the moon, his quote was, "Whoopee! Man, that may have been a small one for Neil, but that's a long one for me." Which is pretty hilarious. I can definitely see why that one is not featured on the 4th of July videos or, NASA promotional videos. He uttered these words kind of as a joke because he was relatively small in stature. And he also said these words to win a bet that he had made with a Italian journalist for $500 to prove that NASA did not script their astronauts. So pretty humorous all around. And Pete Conrad, hats off for that one. So I want to thank you for sharing Great Things Tampa Bay with your friends and family. You can share us by going to our website, greatthingstb.com. There you'll find share buttons on nearly every page. You can share us on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. If you're looking for your own great place in Tampa Bay, I'm also a licensed realtor specializing in deep knowledge of Hillsborough and Pinellas County. So if you want to talk real estate, you can give me a call at 727-300-2111, or you can send me an email at kyle@sassergroup.com. That's KYLESASSERGROUP.com. And I'd be more than happy to help you find your next home here in Tampa Bay. I also need your feedback. I need you to tell me where we should be going and what we should be eating and who we should be talking to. So please go to our website, greatthingstb.com. You can hit either the Contact Us link at the top or the Get Social links also at the top. If you want to be a cool guy or cool girl, you can call our voicemail number, which is 727-440-4455, and leave us a message. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. And oh, by the way, if you don't want to miss the next episode, please subscribe to us on iTunes or Google Play. That'll guarantee that you get the next episode delivered straight to your mobile device of choice. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time.